Okay, so we're here with the O2 Live to do a product review. My disclosures first. I am a medical professional. I need to tell you I'm a physician assistant, but nothing in this review is meant to be medical advice, and I'm not meaning to provide you medical advice. This is just a review on a product that I ordered for myself because I wear oxygen, and I'm trying to find the things that work for me that make my life easier. And I could not find a decent review on this product, so I wanted to do one for you guys so you could see what I thought of it just for my own personal use. This is called the Checkme O2 Health Tracker. I really wanted a watch that could keep track of my oxygen level for me so that when I went and did things during the day or I was at work, I knew exactly what my oxygen level was. So we're going to take this out of the box. This is my receipt. I paid $195.95 for this. Now, it took me a minute to swallow that I was going to have to spend $200 to get myself something to track this, but I decided it was really important to me that I knew what my oxygen was, and this is really kind of hard to get out of here. Okay, so there's a few things about this device that I liked, which was the reason I ordered it. One, it comes with an app that I'll show you some information on in a minute. But when we open the box, we get our little user's manual, the charging cord, which I found is a different micro USB cord than my other micro USB cords. So I decided if I lost this, I was probably gonna have to order a new one, which didn't really excite me. This is the finger probe, and this is the watch. So we're gonna talk about a few things on this. The reason I ordered this one is this probe, you can set a threshold on your app. I'll show you all that in a minute. And when you set the threshold, if your oxygen drops below that level, it actually starts vibrating on your thumb. So you know that you've gone below that level. And then the watch does a few things. We'll go ahead and power it on with this button that's on the top. So we'll turn it on. It's gonna take just a second. Okay, so you can see it gives the time, the battery indicator. It's in motion mode, which is a step tracker. And then if we put it on my wrist, it says in the box to wear it on your left wrist, put the probe on your left thumb. So we're gonna do that just because I'm right-handed more than anything, and it would be more comfortable to wear it on that hand. Okay. So we've got it on my thumb. This is the only size probe it came with. I feel like it's not quite tight enough on my thumb, but it probably will work. It fits okay. So now it's automatically starting to sense. It shows my oxygen is 97% and my heart rate is in the 80s. And I think I'm on 2 liters a minute of oxygen right now. So the cool thing about this is it will keep track of your oxygen for, I believe, up to a 12-hour interval. Let's look at what the user's manual had on that. So I can wear it all night long or all day long, and then I can download it to my app, and it will sync and give me a reading of what my heart rate and oxygen were. And it looks like from the user's manual, it will let you record up to 4 instances. So we're going to take a little bit of a pause because I want to be able to show you what the app shows on my phone so that you can see what it does. So we're checking the app now. My watch is, as soon as I turn my watch on, it'll start to sync. It's loading a couple instances of when I turned the oximeter on. They probably won't be very long, but I do have one on here that we can check. Okay, so you can see it gives a date and a time of each time I started recording my oximetry. And we'll just go to this first one that I recorded here. So you can see it went for several hours. Right down here on the bottom, it says it's a 10-hour recording. You can change it to 5 hours, 1 hour, 30 minutes. So let's go back to the 10 hours and we can look. This is while I was sleeping, so the first half of it was during the evening, and the second half of it was when I was asleep. Normally I wear 2 liters of oxygen at night, but I wanted to see what happened to my oxygen levels without my oxygen on. So, and if the watch was accurate as far as that. So I went ahead and wore the watch in the oximeter at night. You can see it gives my average oxygen saturation 93%. The lowest I dropped was 83%. Drops over 4%. There were 16 of them. I was less than 90% for 41 minutes and 44 seconds. It gives my average heart rate. My O2 score, honestly, I'm not sure what this O2 score is because the user's manual doesn't explain it, and I Googled it, it didn't explain it either. So we'll just assume that that's on a scale of A to F, that's a C as far as my O2 saturation. Now, I don't have sleep apnea, I just have nocturnal hypoxia. So that 41 minutes is just from me desaturating at night, not because I got apneic. If you look at the bottom of the app, there's this little magnifying glass, and if you click on it, it pulls up a line which shows you the oxygen saturation and your heart rate and the time that it occurred. So we're gonna go to 1 hour because it's a little bit easier to see on there. Let's see, 5 hours, if we can, there we go. So when I move my finger along, it tells exactly what the reads are for that time, which I kind of like, that I can see that. If I hit the over arrow, it goes further down into the night, and you can see the different reads. Now I see right there that there's a drop in my saturation, so if I hit 30 minutes, it's gonna make it a little bit easier to find that point, and we can take the line and drag it over to there, and see that right then I was 85% and my heart rate was 74. So I like that feature. I feel like the app's pretty simple to use. If we go back, it does keep track week, month, year. I've only had this a couple days, so I don't have a lot of information on here, but it looks like it keeps track of your average O2 score on there. Mine was 7.8. And then every time you download a set of readings, it puts a line on there. You can also delete them. So if I decide, oh, it accidentally recorded for 10 minutes, I don't want to keep that reading anyway, we can just go ahead and delete it, and then it's gone. This keeps track of your footsteps, and that's the motion activated time, and then this keeps track of just nighttime reads. Let's look. So heart rate, and then footsteps as well. Dashboard, that just syncs with the watch. So it shows exactly what's happening on your watch at the current time. Device is where you set your thresholds. I do not know what switch means. I have tried to figure that out. It didn't have a good description in the user's manual, so I'm not sure what that is. The intensity is how strong the oximeter probe vibrates on your hand. It goes all the way from very weak to very strong. And very strong, actually, I felt like was quite a bit more powerful than I needed, and I figured it would run my battery down. So it's pretty easy to fill it on very weak. I just leave it on very weak. Threshold is what we bought this watch for. This is where you can set the threshold that it's gonna vibrate when you drop below that threshold. It goes all the way from 80% up to 95%. I just keep it at 90 because if I'm below 90, I know I'm supposed to have my oxygen on. But I do have a friend, she wears oxygen. She never goes above 85% with her disease. So maybe that's someone that would want to set it at 83, and then her watch wouldn't be buzzing at her all the time. Steps goal, you can go in and set how many you want to put in there. You just type it in. If you want 8,000, if you want 12,000, you can put that in. I had 8,000. And just device updates the app to your watch, and then factory reset if you want to do that. Me is where you can just go in and put your demographics. I haven't synced it to anything. It's not linked to my iCloud account, which apparently you can do. I haven't put my name, gender, height, or weight, but it looks like you can put all that stuff in there. So that's the app, and that's the watch. The second half of this video, we actually are going to take it down to campus and try it out and see how it works, because we go on walks all the time. All right guys, so we came down to campus to do a run on the watch. My husband and I go on walks about every night. We live next to campus. And the reason we got the watch to check the oxygen levels was we want to know if I need to put my oxygen back on. So as I showed you earlier, you can set a threshold. When you hit that threshold, which I set at 90%, the oximeter, the finger part of it will buzz, so I know, and I know I need to put my oxygen back on. So let's look at what it says with me just at rest. Right now it says my oxygen level is 97, my pulse is 101, 102, and let's check my finger oximeter. This is an oximeter like what they put on your hand at the doctor's office. I know it's pretty accurate because I've checked it against the ones in the hospital when I've been in there. 90%, 91. So there's a pretty big spread, as you can see, between the watch and the oximeter right now. But we also want to see what happens when I exert myself. When I run stairs, my oxygen drops pretty fast because I have the high blood pressure in my lungs and my vessels just tighten up worse. So we're gonna have me run up and down the stairs a couple times, and then we're gonna compare what the watch says versus what the finger oximeter says. Okay, so I'm not too short of breath yet, so we're gonna have me do another run up the stairs. By the time my oxygen starts to drop below 88%, I start to get a pretty tight chest. So I think I'm okay right now. We'll give it one more go. Okay, so I'm getting a little bit short of breath. Let's look at what the oximeter on the watch says. My chest's getting pretty tight. It says 94, 93. It is dropping a little bit. 91. My pulse, 91 is where it stopped dropping. My pulse is 121. So let's see what the finger oximeter says now. 81%, 80, and pulse of 151. I'm dropping into the 70s. Watch says 86. So right now we've got an 8% spread and about 15 beat difference on the heart rate monitor. So I put my oxygen on and I think for us, we really want this watch to be accurate because I don't like carrying my backpack all the time, and sometimes during the day I feel well enough that I wonder if maybe I can take it off for an hour or two when I'm at home or cleaning the house, but I need to know that I'm safe to do that. So we want something that's a little more accurate than this. So as far as this watch, concept's great, but I don't think it really works quite as well as we would like. So we're gonna go ahead and ship this one back. Thanks for doing the review, and we'll catch you later. Bye.